Senator Donnelly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank all of you for your service to the nation and to your families for everything you have done for our country. Mr. Reimer, I would just like to ask you about a recent DOD IG audit of sexual assault cases. Discovered that more than 10% of the cases contain flawed investigations. And, you know, are you concerned about that error rate, and how do you think you change that moving forward?
Excuse me, sir. Yes, sir, I am very concerned about it. I think the issues of sexual assault are certainly something the IG has to pay more attention to than perhaps they have the office has in the past. That particular report was completed pursuant to the IG's responsibility to provide oversight over the military criminal investigative organizations. That's the CID, NCIS, and the Air Force Security Service. My concern is that there are, I suppose as I read that, 10% is a high number. Perhaps more concerning, though, is the variations in process and procedure used among the different services to investigate sexual assault crimes. I think the role of the IG is to encourage consistency and identification of best practices, and that's something I would try to do very strongly with those organizations.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to follow up with the best practices point that you just made. Do you intend to look and say, this is working, this is producing the best quality information we could possibly have, the best, most accurate information, and share it with each of the different branches?
Yes, sir. I think that report contains, it's a lengthy report, contains a lot of statistics, a lot of information that could help us help identify, coach, and counsel which of those investigative techniques may be the best. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And Vice Admiral McGinn, in Indiana are active military bases, Crane Naval Warfare Center. And one of the things that we do at Crane is it is shared with the Army ammunition activity, and it is shared in order to maintain the infrastructure, reduce costs by sharing costs such as roads, power, distribution, security, et cetera. And I was wondering what your thoughts are on joint basing as a means to mitigate costs for the Navy.
I think where it makes sense, Senator, we need to look at joint basing. I have visited Crane several times during my time on active duty and even since then, and it is a national asset. The work that goes on there, in addition to being a weapons storage and processing area, they are what I would describe as a world-class battery forensics facility. There's direct support for our Navy SEALs in their technology needs, and I would view any future organization of Crane through that ability, with the criteria of the ability to not detract from the key missions that are being undertaken on a daily basis by the folks at Crane.
Well, we look forward to your confirmation. Once you are confirmed, we would like to invite you back. And a time that might be ideal is IU is playing Navy in football in Bloomington, just about 15 miles away on September 7th. And so the Friday before, I assume everyone will be busy at work at Crane.
Yes, sir. My only response would be go Navy.
I thought it would be. Mr. Reimer, again, one of the things that this whole panel has been working on, but that I have passionately tried to dig into, has been suicide prevention for our military. And we have programs in place. And I was wondering what oversight you intend to provide on the suicide prevention programs we have in place.
Sir, I have, that's certainly something that I have added to the list of priorities if confirmed. It's something that's, it's a very important issue for me, having experience with that in the military. I'm very familiar with the programs, at least that the Army has in place for suicide prevention. I think the role of the IG perhaps could be to do an evaluation of the effectiveness of the programs and the money spent in each of the services, to compare those So there is some oversight role in terms of effectiveness, program effectiveness.
And I know you know this statistic, but we lost more service members to suicide last year than we did
Yes,
in
sir.
combat.
Yes, sir. It's a national tragedy. Yes, sir.
Mr. Preston, in regards to looking forward and what we're dealing with in Syria at the present time, and we see the al-Nusra Front, which has certainly has not gotten weaker, maybe picking up strength. And I was wondering your views in regards to the AUMF and its application to al-Nusra, in that do they directly affect the United States, or do you think that the AUMF applies to al-Nusra Front in Syria?
Senator, let me refrain from revealing any current discussion
Understood.
On that score. I think the question would be whether al-Nusra is al-Qaeda or is an associated force within the confines of how that term has been applied. That's a judgment that DOD would make internally. I haven't previously participated in that judgment, so I'm ill-equipped to provide a personal view. But again, I expect this is an area that I would be focusing on early and intensely.
Well, I appreciate that. The committee itself is very focused on the Syrian issue and the challenges we face there, and we look forward to your participation. And to all of you, thank you very, very much for your service to the country. We look forward to continuing to work with you in the years ahead. Mr. Chairman?
Thank you.